All right, everybody, welcome to the Comments from the Peanut Gallery podcast. I'm here in Denver with the one and only great and powerful Salina Rowland. How you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing very well. So first off, I want to throw a shout out to the Blue Bay Asian Cafe for hosting us for this podcast this evening. So Salina, you've got some pretty big stuff going on in your career right now. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm about to make my LFA and pro debut. I just signed a 4-fight contract with LFA and just can't wait to get rocking and rolling with this.
That's a beautiful thing, definitely looking forward to seeing you on national TV this Friday night. That's going to be on Access TV. For everybody that's out there listening, make sure you follow that for LFA fights. Look up the social media handles as well. It's on everything from Facebook to Instagram across the board. Where can people find you on social media?
On Facebook, you can find me at Salina Rowland, Salina Rowland, Rowland. On Twitter, it's at Salina_Rowland. And Instagram is just Salina Rowland.
So make sure that you guys out there listening, follow along. It's definitely a high trajectory as far as this career arc, so we're looking forward to following the progress along. And I do want to take this opportunity to formally introduce you to the team. Welcome to Comments for the Peanut Gallery. You are the first one, not only the first female guest that we've had on the show, but also the first female on the team.
Awesome.
So,
Yay,
thank you very much. Yep, absolutely. So that being said, as far as Comments from the Peanut Gallery goes, everybody out there listening can follow us on Instagram at Comments from the Peanut Gallery, on Twitter at Peanut Sports, on Twitter at Peanut Podcast, and on Facebook at Peanut Sports. Look us up online, galleriesofpeanuts.com. Shop for all your official Comments from the Peanut Gallery merchandise and gear at www.cftpg.com. Now, we're also joined here by another killer in the room who just is fresh off of a win a couple of weeks ago, Mr. George Buzzsaw Martinez. How you doing, man?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. So I wanted to definitely introduce you for everybody that's out there listening. Now, what other sponsors would you like to shout out, or anybody in your camp that you want to throw recognition toward?
I would like to show love to the Robusta Room. I am a bartender down there when I'm out in camp. Jackson's Whole Denver. It's a fun nightclub downtown also. And First Consolations Consulting Company. And you. Peanut Gallery.
Thank you very much. And I do want to take this opportunity also to shout out Mr. Jim Walter. Shout out to JW Management on that side of things. So he's the man with the plan, making everything happen from the top all the way to the bottom, putting on for all of his fighters across the board. So shout out to you, Jim.
Thanks, Jim. Woo!
So as we kind of get into the thick of things here, tell us a little bit more about yourself. What's your story?
My story. I've played softball my whole life, a lot of sports. I have horses. I've done the rodeo thing. I just got into fighting. A coach offered me a few weeks for free. Went in, tried it, loved it, and I guess I never left.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So with that, Colorado. You grew up in Colorado, right?
Yes.
Small town.
Small town girl. Little Montrose Indian, Montrose, Colorado.
Montrose, Colorado. So naturally, there wasn't like a girls' wrestling program or anything along those lines at your school, the way that some of the athletes of today might have, or in bigger areas.
Yeah, there was one female on the team. Her name was Melinda Garcia. I never got into wrestling, though. She did really well.
Gotcha. Yeah, like I said, it's just always interesting to hear, especially if you didn't necessarily have, like a lot of guys that you talk to, well, they wrestled growing up, or were, they played football or something like that, were involved in some sort of physical action sport in some capacity. But it's always interesting to hear on the female side of things, because it's not a big share of athletes in those sports. What brought you to something like, getting punched in the face for a living?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Nobody does.
So, with that being said, when we were obviously on the come up making your pro debut, let's talk stylistically a little bit. What do you say is your strong suit?
I think my striking has come a long way. That's my strong game plan, Muay Thai style fighting right now is what's going to happen.
Living up to the name, Factory X Muay Thai, right?
Exactly.
So that's a good thing. You know, entire camp full of successful fighters out there with Coach Montoya. So always a beautiful thing to see that culture of success just breeding upon itself.
Trained with a bunch of killers.
Yeah, that's well. You know, speaking of that, why don't you give us a little bit more on that? Who are some of the names that you've worked with?
I've worked this camp. I've worked with Mallory Martin, Heather Jo Clark, Tisha Torres, Rose.
Shout out to Team Tiny. Shout out to
Team
Thug
Tiny,
Rose.
Thug Rose,
You know,
woohoo.
that's some of the who's who out there, ladies and gentlemen. So we're definitely on the come up with this side of things over here.
Get to rub elbows with Anthony Smith every day.
Yep, absolutely.
When he's in town, anyways.
You know, shout out to Lionheart, about to do work on the UFC Hamburg card against another legend. He just retired a legend in Rashad Evans. He's about to do the same against Shogun Hua.
Yeah, main event too.
Main event, huge things. Make sure that you guys keep your eye on that for the UFC Fight Night event out there. Now, you had kind of a little bit of a change-up thrown your way for this fight with a last or a late opponent change. How has that affected the psyche, or how's that affected your approach?
It hasn't really affected me too crazy. I only watch a couple fights. I try not to get too set on one person. I know things change, injuries happen, and fighters change with fighters. You're never the same person. You always face somebody else, so I wasn't too affected by it.
That's a good thing then. You know, I mean, I feel like we kind of talked about this before we got rolling along. Do you feel that reflex just as you start going? You know, you get into the moment and you just flow.
Yeah, I'll just feel her out, feel myself out. I'm gonna be so crazy on adrenaline. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with her even. You just don't know.
Would you describe yourself as a sprinter? You know, you mentioned being aggressive with your striking. Do you come out of the gates hot, or is it just thrown with a lot of volume once you start going?
Yeah, I'm very aggressive, so I like to get my punches off first. Because who likes to get hit?
That's the truth.
Likes to hit first.
Yep, absolutely. You know, all right. So with throwing your punches, you know, are you big into the kicking side of things too as well with your Muay Thai? I know you're excited to be able to finally throw some elbows, getting past that. You know, for those out there listening from across the nation, in Colorado on the amateur side, you're not allowed to throw elbows. So that is something that's going to be a new thing for you. I know you're excited.
I'm so excited. I cannot wait.
Been getting those things razor sharp, I'm sure.
Yes, and my knees. Get those going as well.
That's awesome. So what about clinch game? You know, you fight a lot out of the clinch with your Muay Thai, or you just kind of let it fly a little bit more with just free striking?
I just like free striking, let it fly. We do a lot of clinch work though, so I'm not worried if it goes to the clinch either.
Well, you mentioned that you love wrestling too, so it just sounds like you're kind of following suit with all the rest of the Factory X camp that I've worked with. You're a complete martial artist.
Completely. That's what we do.
That's a good
It's
thing
our
right
game.
there. You know, you guys kind of have your own little group, you know, like your women warriors or something like women in jiu-jitsu or something like that you guys have.
Girls and Geese.
Girls and Geese. Okay. Yeah, I knew that it was something that was a catchy saying. But
Yeah.
You know, God damn it if I can't remember it right now off the top of my
Gosh
head.
darn you.
Yeah. You know, so it's pretty cool though that there's an entire group that, you know, because sometimes I feel like where you would run into the obstacle as, you know, as a female at some gyms, there's not a whole lot to work with. So, you know, you don't get a whole lot of different looks.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's nice to have a stable of training partners to be able to progress and get yourself better.
Yeah, it is. I have my Brittany Boone. She's always there for me. Carmen Sage. She's just my new up-and-coming partner. They are always there for me. There's so many more, too, in that Girls and Geese also coming up.
Shout out to Carm the Charm.
Carm the Charm.
Yeah, she's awesome. I always talk every time we're down at Factory X, so it's a good thing there. So why don't you tell me a little bit more about, for you, what is life as a fighter like?
Life for me is insane. I have so many jobs just to try to keep up with the gym life, just to pay for everything. It's just so hard. Got animals to deal with.
Mini zoo, really.
Yeah.
Really a mini zoo.
A zoo.
A mini zoo. Tell me more about that. What do we have going on at the house? I know you have horses, you said.
Yep, I have 2 horses and a mini pony. I have 9 puppies, a dog. Then our roommate has a dog. Then we have an axolotl, which is a Mexican sea monster.
like a salamander lizard
with branches
looking
coming out.
thing.
He's
It's
cool.
a Pokemon as well.
No, he's
He is. He's a Pokemon.
Oh yeah, he is actually.
Yeah.
Mudkip is a Pokemon that he's after.
Okay, I think I can get a visual of what you're talking about
Yeah.
now at this point, but
cool.
let's rewind for a
Okay,
second here.
take it back.
Did you say 9 puppies?
Yeah, she had 11.
Oh my god. First and
batch.
foremost, that alone, just from having that many puppies, aside from the puppies and that many other animals, how do you feed all of these creatures?
I ask myself that question every day. I don't know. It's so hard. We have to wake up 45 minutes early to everything, and we're still late to everything.
Wow.
We get so many mouths to feed, so many bowls.
Yeah, and cleaning up after the puppies. You know, everybody else is fine. You know, but the puppies are a lot of work.
I can only imagine.
We started off in a little swimming pool, and then before you knew it, a few weeks later, they started climbing out of it.
They start
making
helping
a
each
mess.
other get up
Yeah.
out of the
We
pool.
bought a pen, and now they're just really annoying and crying over everything and wanting to be fed every 3 hours, every hour.
God, that sounds like a lot of work. You know, obviously very patient to
It
be parents to that many animals.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
that's gotta be tough right there.
Then you gotta train and leave them. I hate leaving them. I get so sad.
So, are you one of those pet owners that has a little camera inside the house that you get to look at your animals during the day?
When I make it big, I'm gonna have cameras
I was
everywhere
gonna
that
say.
I can like talk to my pet and they can talk back.
Oh,
they can bark
do
back,
make
you
those
know.
Right now, they're like
I know.
$100 from like
I'm gonna
Nest.
get one.
No, I'm stopping that. No.
No, yeah.
You know, believe it or not, in another job, in another line of work that I've had, people buy those specifically for that reason.
Yeah.
To be able to look in during the day and
I would do it.
They just want to see Puffy on the couch, and then they're like, half the time they're like, well, it's kind of depressing. Like I thought that I would look in and I would see them, like being active and doing stuff all
Talking,
over the
walking
house,
on their
and,
hind
like,
legs or something.
they don't do shit the entire day I'm gone. Like I look at it every time and they're just laying on the couch and they're not doing anything else.
Right.
So it's like, well, I spent all this on this camera just to watch them laying right
Do
there on me.
And now that Mama Dog isn't a puppy, I'm not too worried about her chewing stuff. So maybe I would get it to watch the puppy stuff.
Makes sense, especially if you have some destructive ones. It would probably be nice to see a little bit there.
They're getting big.
You wouldn't believe the amount of stuff that people will spend or the novelty that people will put into that site. There's one that they make now to where through your smartphone you can sync up to it. The dog actually, if they go up to this thing, they can use their nose to
saw
activate
that.
and call you.
Dial, yeah.
And then they have a little hopper in it that has dog treats sitting. So in theory, yes, it seems like a good idea. But what happens if you have that, that big old bully or the mastiff or something like that, that is just going to go and rip off that entire monitor from your wall? And not only did he destroy however many hundreds of dollars of technology that you bought there, but then you probably have a hole in your wall at that point. Is it worth it? I just gotta ask that. Pet owners, is it worth it?
And then you just spent however much on that big of a dog.
Exactly.
So you're broke now.
That big of a dog that you're going to be tempted to put your foot up its ass for
Yeah.
pulling a hole in the wall.
Yeah. I would.
So it's a balancing act for you with your different jobs and everything with the dogs and all of that. How do you find your zen? How do you find your quiet place amidst the chaos of just living this life?
I maybe riding my horses. That's like my calming place, or on the softball field. I love softball.
Still
It's like-
play a lot, obviously.
Yes, I'm on too many teams. Yeah, that's for sure. I'm on a league team here, a traveling team, and then a tournament team here.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it's
definitely
crazy.
busy on the softball side of
Yeah.
things. Hit a home run today.
I hit a home run, my first slow pitch home run.
That's awesome. So is it all slow pitch that you play across each one?
Yes.
Okay.
I play slow pitch across the whole thing.
I'm so
Very
impressed.
nice.
It's a 9 o'clock tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
You wrap it up in just a minute, guys. Yes, sir. And so just real quick to kind of tie through some things on this end, what would you say is the biggest life lesson that MMA has taught you?
That is a loaded question. It has taught me Phew, so many things. Discipline, for sure. I can't eat whatever I want. I can't be the average college person and drink whenever I want. It's taught me to be humble. It's taught me things about myself that I had no idea. Things about people, how to read them. I mean, it's just awesome.
It's a pretty good director for the rest of life on that side of things. So we'll just keep this short and sweet this first go round, and we'll go with a few kind of rapid fire questions to close off.
Okay.
So who is your favorite fighter of all time?
That's tough. Ronda Rousey, probably. She
Correct.
likes... No. She's...
No love for the home team.
Well, that's fine, but she got it going for women, you know, so...
That's the truth. Shout out to Ronda, first Hall of Famer there. Favorite fight of all time that you've watched?
That I've watched? Oh, what's that girl's name? She got her eardrum, or her cartilage blew off.
Yeah, I know.
Gosh, what's her name? That was my favorite.
Head kick, right?
Yeah,
No,
I just can't
she
think of it off the top of
I can't
my
either.
head. Yeah,
Or
overhead,
Misha
right.
Tate and Kat Zingano, that was a good fight.
Definitely.
They were bloody.
Absolutely love Misha Tate.
Yeah.
So at your weight, who's the dream matchup?
Ooh. Well, if I want to make it big, I gotta go big, right? Valentina, but not anytime soon, okay? Not ready for that. But
Okay,
if it
the
could
bullet, got to call out the top, right?
Yeah, or Nico. I guess Nico's at the top right now.
Nah, she ducks fights.
Oh, yeah.
At any weight, who's the dream matchup?
Anyway, the
Anyway.
dream matchup. Amanda Nunes. I can say I'm the best striker in the world.
That's pretty big right there. That's
Yeah, huge.
awesome. So stand up or ground?
I'm gonna go stand up.
Wrestling or jiu-jitsu?
Wrestling.
Special talent or skill you have that most people don't?
I'm fast.
Okay.
I have crazy arms. Is that cool?
Oh,
Flexible, yep, that's definitely a double joint right there. And just kind of as we wrap this portion up, what's the hardest thing about cutting weight? Is it the hunger, the energy lacking, the temper?
I have an awful temper right now. I'm always hungry.
We're just having a big head nod to that one.
Actually, I'm just more thirsty than anything. I love water.
Okay. What's the hardest food to give up?
Bread, carbs. I love bread and pasta. That's so hard. So good.
And who's your favorite person to roll or to spar with?
To roll or to spar with? I'm gonna say Mallory Martin. Yeah, we fight kind of alike. We're brawlers. We just go in there and try to hurt each other. In a nice way, though.
Not a bad thing then.
Yeah.
Respect, right? Gotta love it that way. So and just to cap it, who's the most famous person that you've rolled or sparred with?
I rolled with Rose, Thug Rose, and Tisha Torres, and then Cheyenne War Princess.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm
Use
saying her
names.
name right,
Yeah.
but
Yep. Mhm.
yeah.
So obviously, that's big time when you're rolling with the world champion.
Yeah.
I
And
had the
JJ,
opportunity
she's
to meet her
amazing.
at the LFA cards.
Oh, did
actually.
you?
So I was like sitting there starstruck for like 15 minutes, like just trying to.
She's
do I go
so
say hi to
sweet.
Rose? Do I not? Do I go say hi? Do I not?
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy who goes and says something, and then everybody's gonna come and flock to her.
Yeah.
And then I just finally was like, you know what? If you don't nut up right now, then you're gonna fucking
Then
regret
that's
this the
it.
rest of the time.
Yeah.
And so I just finally did, and she was super cool.
Good.
Yeah, I got a
Yeah,
picture
she's
of
so
her,
nice.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
So as we kind of start to wrap this up, so we can let these kind folks at the restaurant go back home to their families for the night.
Yeah.
Is there any final words that you would like to share with the crowd, or anything that you want to shout out as we wrap up?
Thank you to everybody at Factory X. Thank you to my coach, Mark Montoya. Thank you, Jim, Buzzsaw, Yusuf, everybody for getting me ready. Thank you for Blue Bay Cafe for this interesting little fortune cookie. It said, an interesting sports opportunity is in your near future. Sounds pretty cool.
That is a sign, ladies and gentlemen, right then and there. An interesting sports opportunity is in your near future. If that does not spell good things, then I don't know what does.
Exactly. Me neither.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Comments from the Peanut Gallery podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Kurtz, joined here alongside the newest member of the Comments from the Peanut Gallery team, Salina Rowland, as well as George Buzzsaw Martinez. So thank you guys very much for coming and joining me here today for the show. I really do appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, thank you for having us. It was awesome.
Yep, absolutely. It was great to put a face to everything. So on the outro, we're gonna play for you guys out there from Lion League Music. We're gonna go with Adios. So make sure that you guys check out Lion League Music out there. Also make sure that you tune in to LFA this Friday night on Access TV to watch Salina make the debut. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan Rowland.
Super Saiyan Rowland right there. So have a good one, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm just throwing that out there, just messing around.
Yeah.
But it does sound good.
Alrighty,
In a place for Judas niggas claiming family, I don't sacrifice. Grip a 40, sip a 40 for them gutter pains. Keep a release on the mobile for them show me nice. I ain't living right, long live the game. Maximize capital, finite physical. Fuck metaphorical, my whole life digital. Dash for that play, not playing, I never play though. And chords get stringy when you tired line and queso. Dímelo mijo, that's what they say when I free flow. Might wet that sweet spot, that's less love me flowing. From no M state, still screaming BMO. My time is my time, homie, I speed slow. No eyes, strong ties, fuck a Rico. Give thanks, drive slow and stack peso. Kiss your minds, out tu mal le da beso, yeah. Lay low and stay cool, the shit stressful, boy.
That's why I stay high. Look, there they go, macadamian, don't know a brainy in a match of cranium, so we roll up on you like Damien in that Mercedes Benz. Got weed and drink with some lady friends who got the latest shit, but they fans and shit, so I ain't hit. Damn, here go the bass again, renovate your place again. We on the Vegas strip, rockin' straight out that bodega shit. You know we so legit, with no limit like I'm Soldier Slim, but I'm more like PMC. Pinkies up, feel me? Got my soldiers with me and my youngins down the ride. Got some bread up in the hills, got some sauce up on the side. Got Tino in here working like a nigga working night. Said your girl just ain't his type, she just tryna catch a ride and she with it, and she so committed. Damn, your boy is fresh to death and you ain't even seen it. We cut from a different cloth and you can check my linens, cause I was tryna stand out when you was tryna fit in. Adios.